A little girl walks into a restaurant and says to the owner, "I have $2. Can you please give me some rice and noodles?" The owner replies, "No, rice and noodles here cost $10, not $2. If you have $10, fine. Otherwise, you can leave." The little girl looks sad and starts to walk away. Seeing her emotional, a kind lady nearby calls her over, sits her down and says gently, "Don't worry, sweetie. I'll buy you something to eat." Then she calls the owner and says, "Please bring rice and noodles for this girl too." The lady asks, "Did you really only have $2? The girl replies, "Yes, ma'am. I only have $2. You can take it." The lady smiles and says, "Oh no, dear. Keep it with you. I'll buy your food. You can eat for free." A little while later, the staff brings the rice and noodles. The lady says, "Here you go, sweetie. Eat while it's still hot." But before eating, the girl says softly, "Ma'am, can I please pack this food instead?" The lady replies, "Of course, honey. You don't want to eat now." The girl shakes her head. So the lady says, "All right, wait a second. I'll have it packed for you properly." She asks the restaurant to pack the food nicely and then hands it to the girl. "Here you go, dear." The girl smiles, thanks her, and leaves. A moment later, the lady notices the girl forgot her small bag on the chair. She quickly grabs it and runs after her. Meanwhile, the little girl reaches home and says, "Mom, look, I brought food for you." Her mother, who is mute, gestures and asks how she got it. The girl explains everything about the kind lady from the restaurant. Then she signals to her mom to eat quickly. Just then, the lady arrives at their small house with the girl's bag. The girl says, "Oh, ma'am, how did you find my house?" The lady smiles and says, "Sweetheart, you left your bag at the restaurant, so I came to return it." The girl brings out a small table and says, "Please sit here, ma'am." The lady sits and blesses the girl, then asks, "Who is that lady?" The girl answers, "She's my mom. She's always sick and can't speak. She talks only through gestures." The lady asks softly, "And where's your father?" The girl replies sadly, "My father passed away a few years ago, just after I was born. My mom became mute because of the shock, and since then she's always been unwell. We have no one else to take care of us. When we don't have money, we beg for food. Sometimes I go around the city collecting empty bottles to sell. That's how we survive." The lady gets emotional and says, "All right, dear, wait for me a bit." She leaves and goes to a mall, where she buys lots of food and other supplies for the girl and her mother. She returns and says, "Here, sweetheart, take all this. It's for you and your mom. And listen, my house is nearby. If you ever have trouble with money, food, or your mom's treatment, come to me anytime. I'll always help you." She also gives the girl some money and says, "Use this for now, and when it runs out, come back to me." Then she looks at the mother and says, "Sister, I'm so sorry that your beautiful life turned into such hardship, but I promise I'll always be there for you." The mother becomes emotional, and the story ends with a message. If you believe there are still kind people in this world, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me from where you're watching this video.